Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover a huge loss for good old AH with regards to YouTube and videos about her. So without further ado, let's get into this story. This sounds like rich Schadenfreude. YouTube has said that a channel on the platform that posts video content dedicated to basically debunking AH's claims does not violate its community guidelines. The channel, called Just In, appears to have formerly been named Filmstreak, and it recently posted a job seeking, quote, a researcher to source content that, quote, proves how guilty AH is. The listing has since been deleted, but the channel was seeking researchers to gather information at $8 per hour. It basically presents the Aquaman actress in a negative light. I don't know if that was it or if they just basically were looking for information. As they said, let's read what they said. But, quote, basically, we are looking for content that concerns something that proves how guilty AH is. Okay, so that's not the same as we're just looking for something that presents her in a negative light. So they're merely presenting her own actions and presenting information that, yes, proves that she's guilty of doing things that are reprehensible. In any case, the article goes on. Depp sued Heard for defamation after she wrote a 2018 Washington Post op-ed saying she was the survivor of some sort of bad actions, and he ultimately won the case in June against his ex-wife, who faced a severe scrutiny on social media during the trial. Now, videos on the channel contain titles such as, yeah, I'm not even going to talk about these. If you want to go look at that channel, you can. I'm not saying anything or everything on there is valid or isn't valid or true or untrue. I haven't looked at this channel. I don't watch this channel. Usually I mostly just follow Pug for stuff like this. Now, at the time of writing, Justin has posted 13 videos on YouTube within the last 24 hours. Which honestly is pretty epic. That's a lot of content. Despite the channel posting blatantly ridiculous videos that negatively target one individual, oh, woe is her. You know, are you saying despite the channel posting videos that focus on the actions of one individual, the actions that she herself did, YouTube told Newsweek that that does not violate the platform's guidelines. Quote, hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. Our hate speech policies strictly prohibit content promoting violence or hatred against individuals or groups based on certain protected attributes. I'm sorry, but writing an op-ed accusing your ex-husband of things that he did not do and you were found out to be lying in trial, that's not a protected attribute. Being a lying harpy, in my opinion, is not a protected attribute. She has orchestrated one of the biggest hoaxes ever, a huge lie that destroyed the career of her ex-husband, at least for a period of time. Now, it looks like that is now reversing, but that doesn't mean that that did not happen. It did happen. The jury found that it happened. The jury found that she was a liar, and the jury awarded $10 million to JD as a result. Those are her actions. You know, just because you have a channel that puts your actions on blast, well, guess what? They always say actions have consequences, and indeed they do. And for once in her life, this miserable, wretched individual is finally seeing some consequences to her actions. That is what she's all burnt up and butthurt about. Quote, we enforce our community guidelines rigorously and have removed over 95,000 videos for violating our policies in the first 3 months of 2022. The platform reviewed the channel in question and a number of its videos and concluded, upon review, the flagged videos do not violate our community guidelines or our advertiser-friendly guidelines. Now, this is proof that there is an active flagging campaign going on by AH and her devotees and that they are actively mass flagging videos. That is the proof right there. And yeah, now guess what? No one believes her BS tale any longer. Now, despite the jury siding with JD over AH has continued to face ongoing, quote, a bad time online, with a report in July finding that the actress was subjected to intense trolling during the defamation trial. And you know what? Again, actions have consequences. This trolling is basically people on the internet calling out what she has done. That's it. Well, guess what? Welcome to Hollywood. Welcome to being famous. Welcome to being a horrible individual who lied about things and got caught doing it. That's what she's really burnt up about here. That is what this supposed trolling is about. That's what this supposed bad behavior is about. Yeah, sucks to be you. Whine some more. Just In is just one avenue dedicated to anti-AH content. Again, I don't think this is anti-AH as much as it's just reporting on her activities. We can agree to disagree on this. I don't care. You want to call it pro-JD, anti-AH, or merely commentary on the facts, or maybe even sometimes commentary on rumor. But at the end of the day, if AH hadn't done all of these things, she wouldn't have earned the ire of all these individuals. And trust me, she earned every last bit of trolling that she has received. The trial saw an influx of, quote, hugely misleading videos flood YouTube. Again, most of them I don't believe to be hugely misleading. Now, I don't know this channel. I don't follow this channel, so I'm not talking about that. But one channel that I am talking about that has been following this case for years now is That Umbrella Guy. So in my opinion, he's the gold standard for coverage of this topic. If you want to get the straightforward scoop on these things, then I think he's the person that you go to. Yeah, one overriding theme around all these channels is they're all distinctly against the actress. No, you know, I don't think anyone has an issue with AH for no reason at all. It's not like they just, you know, said, oh, here's a random wonderful individual that we want to harass. No, this is an individual who lied about something so heinous and orchestrated a mass hoax to the tune of falsifying a lot of data, fabrication of, you know, alleged crimes, going in and, in my opinion, busting up her own home after she had called the cops once and they came and saw nothing. Then suddenly, after JD had already left and did not come back, then they're called again, and magically there's things broken, there's glass, and all of a sudden, you know, these were police that didn't see anything on her face, anything askew in the apartment, and said, nothing's going on here. Left, and they were called back. There's nothing fishy about that at all. Evan Neerman, CEO of international crisis PR agency Red Banyan, previously told Newsweek that, quote, there is no feasible way for the platforms to eliminate or even rein in opinion content, quote, masquerading as journalism. Like, I don't think most of these people consider themselves journalists. You know, at the end of the day, I don't consider myself a journalist. What I consider myself is someone who comments on what is going on right now, because there's a distinct lack of people willing to comment on this BS and to call it how they see it. That is all I do. I make commentary on what I see, and I call out the things I see, and I give my opinion on that. Now, what is my opinion worth? Look, my opinion is worth whatever worth you attribute it to. But look, everybody has an opinion, and most of them are meaningless. And that is why I try to provide fair coverage and look at things from both sides. But it's really hard with certain individuals like AH, who clearly, and according to a court of law, has been found to be a liar, to have perpetrated a terrible crime in my opinion and cost an individual, well, a good chunk of their life. She's the one that initiated this stuff, and there's a long history of her initiating these kinds of activities and of her being the person that engages in the bad behavior in this case. Documented proof from her ex-wife. And there's a lot of, let's just say, interesting hinky stuff that went on and hinky things, hinky evidence that was, that they tried to introduce even into the defamation trial that the judge threw out or would not allow in. Now that happened on both sides. You don't see JD's side going, well, look at all this evidence they didn't allow us to bring in. Well, all that evidence was thrown out by a judge based on a ruling, based on whether or not it was legally allowed to be entered. Good old AH getting her comeuppance and being told that no, these channels are going to be allowed to continue to exist. You might as well stop your stupid mass flagging campaigns right now because we're getting tired of your bullshit. That is what happened. YouTube has called out AH on her bullshit and said, please bugger off, go fuck yourself. That's just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, if you want to continue to smash the narrative, then you can smash the like, subscribe, and share buttons. We are sitting at little over 500 subscribers. So if you want to help a small channel grow, you can help immensely by becoming a subscriber. But that's all I have for now. So I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.